good, YouTube? Back again with another one. We getting these videos back in. This one right here is in my home state, South Carolina. There was a jogger who actually got shot at, and the guy ended up admitting that it was because he was black. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, see what we can learn about this situation.
I've recently been elected to Richland County Council and had a conversation with me, and we talked about some things that we both felt that we need to do in Richland County, and a hate crime ordinance was one of them. Since we have not been able to get a hate crime law in the state of South Carolina, we talked about maybe doing something in Richland County that no other county had done yet.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with, So South Carolina is part of the South, obviously, and I mean, everyone knows the history of the South, stereotypes, whatever you want to call it of the South. I'm not from the South, so I'm not sure how deep it runs, but you definitely hear about it, and I definitely think that it is something to be aware of. And the fact that they couldn't get anything passed, at the state level is baffling, honestly. It's wild, I mean, I know people like to talk about, racism and say, oh, it doesn't exist. I mean, it does exist. There are still stupid people, not a lot, definitely not a lot, I mean, I'm assuming there's not a lot by the past standards, but it's just blatant, open, stuff like this, it's just mind blowing, that people still think this way, honestly. This is why, hey, get your CCWs, but no, for real, this just shouldn't be happening, and if it is a known problem here in South Carolina, I think something like this should have been passed, by the state at least. I'm sure there were a lot of people who agreed with it. I don't know the history. I'll have to look into it, but for some reason it hasn't been able to be passed at the state level. But Richland County seemed like they stepped up to the plate and did something.
She took office in January, and first meeting in February. She gave some statistics and started council working on it, and she stayed steadfast with it. And on June the 3rd of this year, it was passed by council, and it was a unanimous vote. So you had Republicans and Democrats on council that voted for it. Not knowing that we would use it as quick as we did, we made an arrest yesterday using the hate crime ordinance. And we're going to show you a video in just a second where an individual had a gun and shot at someone solely based on the race of our victim. This happened back on July the 17th, about 8:30 in the morning. It was about 6 a.m. in the morning the shooting actually happened, where our victim was out jogging in the Spring Valley area. A vehicle pulled up, a shot was fired, derogatory statements was made at that time, and we'll show that first.
All right, so before he gets to the video, I don't know if you guys missed it, but he said he got voted in, in January? They started talking about getting something passed in February, and they just passed the law June of this year, right? So it's probably, it's been about a month after the bill, and there's already this first charge, So, yeah, I mean, that's wild. Hopefully we don't get any more like this, but that's crazy.
This is the bad guy. You can actually see the rifle right there.
So did he do this leaving or entering? Either way, they got to know who that dude is. That's crazy. He did it right there too. That's wild, man. That's wild. And this doesn't help. This doesn't help at all. You know, this doesn't help at all. And
he's yelling at that point. The audio's not that loud, but we can hear what he had to say. So investigators got with the Spring Valley Security. We were able to get this tape. We were able to get him identified. And yesterday we arrested Jonathan Finkel, who is 33 years old, who actually lives in Spring Valley, along with our victim lives in Spring Valley too. He was charged with assault and battery of high aggravated nature and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. During the interview with him, he went in pretty great detail his reason for shooting at our victim, and it was based solely on the race of our victim. Our victim is black. The suspect is white, and he was shooting at him to bring fear and intimidation to him based on his race, which fits in exactly what this hate crime ordinance that Richland County has. So,
yeah, don't condone that stuff at all, at all. You know what's crazy? When he get locked up, they not playing no games with you, boy. I do not condone racism, whether it's from blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians. It don't matter who you are. I do not condone racism. If you doing anything to hurt someone, to intimidate someone solely based on their race, like, nah, you don't, nah. You get no respect from me at all. None. You feel me? Like, I think that's the most ignorant, dumb. We all the same people. You feel me? All the same people. Blood red. Like, come on, man. Like, that's wild. He gonna get it though. Watch. I don't wish no harm on nobody. I'm just saying was real. When he get locked up and they see this, they gonna be on his tail. They gonna be on his tail. And you read what you saw.
That additional charge was added to the charges that we've put on him. To my knowledge, I think this is probably the first charge in our state on a county or municipality that has a hate crime ordinance. I don't know anywhere else in the state that charge has been brought. It's not something that we went looking for. This is something that happened, and this is why this hate crime ordinance was passed by Richland County Council to address incidents such as this. We're very fortunate that our victim was not shot. The suspect actually said in his interview that initially he was going to shoot him, but he didn't. And again, he was shooting solely based on the race of our victim.
So yeah, like, honestly, I really hope this reaches a lot of people, you know, to make you aware. If you do live in South Carolina, if you do live in Richland County, hey, honestly, I commend them for getting it passed here, because this is obviously an issue that a lot of people who are from here have dealt with or heard of people dealing with this, you know, and I hope other states that haven't passed any laws like this, you know, especially now in this time period, especially with politics and the media, you know, like you have music, you have everything, you know, involved, you know, like brainwashing and, you know, getting people to go turn against each other, you know, when that's not what we should be doing at all. You know, we should be coming together honestly, you know, and trying to figure out things as a community. You know, if you don't like someone, if there's a problem, you know, we should be able to go up to each other and try to solve it, you know, and figure it out. But blatant racism is BS. Nah. There's no room for that anywhere. So, hey, y'all can slap him with everything y'all can. Hey, you read what you sow, buddy. You know, once you get them, hey. But yeah, man, like I just wanted to bring some awareness to this. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's hitting a lot of news outlets except for our local area. So I do hope that, you know, this out here, it spreads it, you know, like gets people more aware of things that are going on. Yeah, we live in a country, you know, that's great, and, you know, like that's that has all these opportunities, but we do still have some issues. It's not a lot, and we can't blame racism for everything, but there is still racism, so if we can do anything that we can to get people like this off the street, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, if you're being racist or you're hurting people solely based on their color, then yeah, you need to be dealt with, so I mean, yeah, I just hope this brings some awareness to people, like especially here in South Carolina, if I'm assuming, I guess, if you're anywhere in the South, just be aware, talk to the local law enforcement, see what you can do, talk to your councilwoman, councilman, see what y'all can do about, possibly adding something like this, to make you feel safe in your county or in your city. All right. Make sure you love someone, make sure you hug someone. Peace.